Hey everybody, welcome to the live. I'm so excited to be back doing the lives. I have taken a long hiatus, lots of stuff going on, and I've got a video actually coming out tomorrow all about how I really burned out in December. And I wasn't sure that I was going to keep up things with the YouTube channel. I wasn't sure, what was going to go on with my lives, and I just needed a break. But hope everybody is having a good start to the year. Hope you all had a good Christmas or holiday, and a happy New Year to everybody. If you're here live, thank you so much for joining. Do say hello in the chat. That's what it's all about, and I would love to have lots of engagement in the chat today as we just chit chat about the new year and some things that are going on with me and you as well. So if you've got any updates on what you're doing with online teaching or with companies or on your own going solo, I would love to hear about them. Thanks, Patricia, for being the first one here in the chat, here for another live. Awesome. Good to have you back. And hello, Masangu again. Good to have you. Happy New Year. Warm greetings from Zambia. That's awesome. Yeah, warm greetings from Bangkok here as well. Hey, James. In Poland. Good to have you again as well. And the Holcombs, hello. Yeah, glad you're able to catch another live chat as well. And if you do see the live chat on the side, that means that you are watching live. If you're on Facebook, you can authorize Facebook to show your name if you want to leave a comment. And if you watch the replay, please say hello in the comment section as well. I really do try to read all of them and respond to you as well if you've got any questions. Facebook user, yeah. So if you look on the live on Facebook, and it should say a little section about authorizing StreamYard to show your name. If that's what you want or are okay with, then I can call you by name. But right now, I just see you as Facebook user. Hey, Kelly, good to see you. Happy New Year. Hey, Catherine, good to see you as well. Great. When you don't do a live for a while, you're kind of wondering, like, is anyone going to show up when you do go live? But good to have about 20 folks watching. And yeah, do say hello in the chat. We've got Sylvia here as well. Hey, Sylvia, thanks so much. You got this. Hey, Kinga, good to see you as well. Kelly taught 3 ESL classes this morning. Very, very cool. Yeah, so I've got lots of questions for those that might be with companies. And it's so difficult to keep up with what is going on with companies. But if you're still working with one of those Chinese companies, I'd love to know if you are and what's going on specifically with Magic Ears. I haven't kept up with them, but I'm kind of wondering if they have shut their doors or not. So if anyone here is still with Magic Ears, let me know. So what happened to me? I really took a long break, and it doesn't even feel like it was long enough. But I got so burnt out in December with teaching, with my courses that I was running with teachers. And then I got really ill. And I'm not sure if getting sick was just like a culmination of being stressed and overworked and not getting enough sleep and teaching too much. I always wanted to taper off my teaching. But when I started building up my private teaching business back in September, moving into October, I actually took on more students than I ended up wanting to take on, and I started teaching more. But I guess that's just, what happens when you want to kind of scale things a little bit. It was hard to turn students away. So I'm teaching a lot, and I'm really enjoying it. But in December, I needed a break. So I took a break completely from teaching. And as I said, I got really ill. I thought it was COVID. I tested negative, and then I went on holiday to Phuket and was feeling okay. But when I got back from Phuket, which was around the 30th of December, I had all the symptoms of Omicron, and I was convinced that I had it. But I kept doing the lateral flow antigen tests, and I kept coming out negative. So I'm almost positive I never actually had COVID, but it's hard to say. Those tests are not completely accurate. It is just like completely going through Thailand at a really high rate right now. So things are changing a lot in terms of visitors being able to come in, rules for immigration and stuff, and just rules on the ground as well with how they're dealing with it. So, hey, Olivia from Kelk Bay, a small fishing village on the southernmost tip of Africa. Wow, so cool. I've never heard of that. Welcome. Thanks so much for being here. Hey, Lulu. Hey, Kian, Angela as well. Great to see so many folks here. Wow. I really appreciate it. Hey, Brooke, haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Patricia says, I'm with Magic Ears so far. I'm still on Magic Ears, not taught in a while. Kelly's still got a contract with VIP Kid. Yeah, so with VIP Kid, what I've done is I did teach my last class, I think back at the end of November, and I have not taught a class with them. I do have a couple of students that still do have packages left on VIP Kid, and I believe that they are using other teachers to finish those up, because right now my schedule is completely full with private classes. Keisha, you're with Preply. So I don't know. I don't think I'm going to open with VIP Kid anymore, because I'm making more with my private teaching, and things are going well there. And I haven't decided to go with well, I don't think I would go with the global platform at this point, with the way that the pay is. But I'm always curious of hearing how things are going with the global platform. So if you are with them, let me know. Leah says, I'm new. Big question is it still worth it to find a good online foreign company? Probably not. There are some companies hiring, Leah, and I wrote down a few that I know about. Nil English is starting to ramp up a little bit more hiring. They went on a complete freeze after I did some videos about them, and they haven't hired many people since sort of the middle of last year. But I did hear from the director at Nil, and she is hiring people. So I do have a referral link for them at onlineteacherdude.com/nil. If you do want to apply through me and get some priority consideration, you're welcome to do that. They're a good company in Korea if you're interested. I see a lot of people getting hired with Native Camp as well. I'm not too sure of the details with them, except that I think you can do well in the beginning, but teachers are telling me that after the surge of bookings in the first couple of weeks, the pay is good, and then it goes down a little bit. So I'm not too sure how much to recommend them. Cambly Kids, of course, is still hiring. So yeah, if you know any companies that are hiring, let us know in the chat. Patricia says they're on break from January 22nd to February 21st, right, for the Chinese New Year. So I guess people are wondering about what's going to happen after that. Kian, Vietnam has discontinued the free visa, thinking of relocating to Thailand. Yeah, you can definitely come into Thailand. They changed things recently with the Thailand Pass, which was fantastic and really boosting tourism, where were able to come in and do 24 hours quarantine. But now they've gotten rid of that because of Omicron, and indefinitely you're going to have to do a quarantine of 10 or 14 days unless you come through one of the sandboxes like Phuket, where you can do 7 days in Phuket and then move freely around the country. I missed you. Thanks for helping me with independent. You're welcome. I wish I knew who you were, Facebook user. You can authorize your name to show there if you want to. Hey, Leah. Hey, Angela, with VIP Kid Global, it's slow. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing too. Super slow, but I'm glad you are getting some bookings. So just going to pause it there for a second and wanted to let you know what I'm doing for Chinese New Year. So because I've got about 15 students that I'm teaching privately. And what I've decided to do with Chinese New Year is shake things up a little bit and work on a few ways to make some more income. So one of the first things I'm doing is I'm changing my schedule. And I usually did this with VIP Kid during Chinese New Year and summer, because it just gave me a break from teaching the same hours every single day. I don't complain about when I get to teach. I have the best schedule. I teach from about 4 until 6:30 or 7 in the afternoon, early evening. It still gives me the evening. It gives me the afternoon and the morning. It's kind of that dull time of the day when I get my teaching done. But I'm switching things up, and I'm going to be teaching from 11 in the morning until 1 or 1:30 in the afternoon. So for no better reason than just to change my schedule a little bit and add some variety. So that's what I'm doing firstly, is changing my schedule. The second thing I'm doing is I've grouped all my students into 3 or 4 groups of similar levels. And what I'm going to be doing is offering some specialty type winter camp classes for groups of students. So what it's going to do is allow me to teach those classes on the weekends, because I don't generally teach on the weekends. All my private classes are during the weekdays. And on those weekends, I'm going to add some group classes. So I'm still in the process of developing them, but I want to offer some specific classes on free speech and conversation, as well as some specific reading classes to give students at the same level a little bit more reading practice. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I can do a class, I think I've got 4 to 5 in a group. And if I'm charging much less than what I normally charge for my one-on-one classes, it's a really great way to scale and make a little bit more income during the winter vacation. So if you're a private teacher, you might want to think about offering some specialty classes during Chinese New Year if you have the time to do that. Another thing I'm doing is adding more classes in the weekday in order to move some of the students that actually only take one class a week with me through their packages a little bit faster. And what does that mean? That means that they finish their package quicker, and then they're going to be invoiced for another package of classes. A lot of my students are really busy with lots of different things going on and only take one class with me a week. Ideally, I want students to take 2 classes. That would be ideal. I do have several that are taking 2, but my schedule is full for what I want to teach right now. So I'm not all of them are able to add a second class unless I add more hours, but I'm focusing on getting some of those students to take more classes during the weekday. And I'm just going to teach a little bit more during the Chinese New Year to move some students through their packages a little bit faster. So that's what I'm doing. Those are 3 things: switching up my schedule a little bit, doing some group classes on the weekend, and adding more classes to some of those students that don't get a lot during the week to move them through their packages a little bit faster. So if those are ideas that you could use, maybe you could implement them too in your business. Now, my course that I had offered in November and December, I loved every single minute of it. It was part of the reason I think I got so burnt out in December. And after the second launch going solo course, I just couldn't. I could barely teach. I could barely respond to emails. I was so overworked from everything that had gone on over those 2 months. And I really was doing it all on my own. So I decided that I would turn the course into something that teachers could purchase whenever they wanted to. And it is available right now. It's not revamped or anything. All the content is still there, even our Zoom calls from the second course. So if you'd like to go through it at your own pace and use me as support, then you can certainly go and visit onlineteacherdude.com/launch. So this is just available at any time for purchase. I'm not sure that I'm going to do it live again, just because of the time commitment that it took, but I'm still kind of tossing that idea around. But for right now, you are able to go through it. It really is a course that takes you from, wanting to do this, maybe having a couple of contacts, but really not sure how to put all those things into place: curriculum, payments, platforms, goals, ways to market yourself, ways to scale your business, how to kind of organize your business, and how to kind of start thinking about your teaching as a business. So I'm really excited about the course, and I think it's really effective. And several folks that are in the chat have gone through it and can attest that it was helpful, hopefully. So feel free to go and check that out. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. We've got several new folks popping in, so good to see everybody. Yeah, I'm so glad that people are showing up. As I said in the beginning, when you take a break and you start getting demotivated, I was just thinking that I would stop the lives altogether because I was getting complete content blocks on what to create content on, but I'm totally refreshed with ideas, and I've got some really good interviews coming up. Actually, speaking of interviews, on the 17th, I've got Melissa Muir coming on, and she is a homeschooling mom of 4. So this is next Monday. She's going to be talking about how she's gone from homeschooling mom of 4 to a diversified teacherpreneur. She's with All School, and she's also got her independent teaching business as well, I believe. So we're going to chat about all kinds of things and kind of get in her head with her journey and how she's been able to do it. And then I'm also chatting with Katie Prescott, who has the Curriculum A Bridge Academy. So that's going to be on the 24th, I think. I don't know if I've confirmed that with her. And then I've got some other unconfirmed ones over the next couple of weeks. So definitely stay tuned and keep checking back. We will be here every Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can catch us live or the replay, which would be great. Hey, Sylvia, new subscriber, found the channel as I'm trying to make an online course I can sell. What is the channel about? Oh, okay. So I do have my own online courses, but this channel is all about online teaching and building a teaching business. I have talked for years about companies and being able to teach ESL online and make an income from home. And now most of my content is about building an online teaching business, but I have created some videos about making online courses using a platform called Groove. So you can go back in the history of the videos and look at those. And I am a course creator in that sense, so I can certainly help you with any questions that you have. Oh, Andrea. Okay, good to see you. Hey, Andrea. Do you know if South Africans are allowed to travel to Thailand? That I don't know, but I usually get most of my information from the Tiger, and you can go to, I think it's thetiger.com to check that. Things are always changing in Thailand, and they're always changing the rules. So you need to know if South Africa's on the approved country list. But I'm pretty sure that it is, to be honest. Hey, Cindy. Keisha, do you have any ideas on planning group classes? How long would each class be? Yeah, so I'm thinking about a 45-minute class for my group classes with a 5-minute break in the middle. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. And I'm thinking about charging $15 per 45 minutes, which with my 4 or 5 students would be about $75. Yeah, so that's I'm almost at the point of getting that all finalized, but that's sort of what I'm thinking. And yeah, teaching kids, Keisha, that's right. But you could certainly, this would be a great chance maybe to teach adults as well during the winter break, I guess. Olivia, suggestions on where to advertise group classes specifically? So, I mean, with Chinese students, I'm definitely using WeChat and my existing contacts to do that. Kinga, if you're still here, maybe you have some ideas for using Little Red Book, and I've forgotten the Chinese word for that. But Kinga is also coming on my channel. We still have to confirm the date, but we're going to be talking about marketing using kind of the Chinese version of Instagram, which I'm excited about. Ideal would be 45 to 55-minute classes for group. Yeah, I agree with you on that for sure. Hey, K-Pop Hit TV, what do you think about doing live streaming on WeChat? Never done it, but certainly it is an option. And you can do some live streaming into your WeChat groups as well. So when you go to the group, and I believe it's at the bottom, I think it's at the bottom right corner, you can click and see the options of what you can send or do in a group. And one of them is live streaming. So a great idea for that might be to create a group of WeChat contacts for your students, especially if you have older students, and you could do some live streaming in there and create maybe a set time, every once a week or twice a week during the winter vacation, just to do quick 10-minute lessons on something fun or some vocabulary or read a story even or something like that. So that would be really great for your marketing. Hey, Carl, can you please explain why there are several online ESL companies still operating in China despite the double reduction policy? Excuse me, it's like Palfish, Magic Ears, Q Kids, iTutor, and you. Yeah, so I don't even know if all those are still going, but I think they're dwindling, to be honest with you. And I don't have an answer except that maybe they've been given different permissions. Maybe they're based in provinces that have the regulations kind of being implemented on a different timeline. I don't know, but it is puzzling to me for sure. Very puzzling. Hey, Catherine. Oh, good to know that you started a week ago and you're loving the course. So glad. Please reach out. Part of the deal with doing it on your own time is that, you can use me as a resource to get support from me during the course, even though it's not actually live. Yes. And another thing I'm thinking about doing with going solo with the course, but not just for those that are in the course, is to create a Slack channel for anybody who's wanting to go solo to build their business. So that is something that I'm kind of working on at the moment. Slack is it's just so much better than Facebook groups. And it's a great way to get kind of real-time, faster communication with people and a place to really house resources and things. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Is it worth... Oh, it's strange how the market itself never recovered. Yes, there's still private students out there, but I feel most sites seen a decline, even the non-Chinese ones. Yes, yeah, I don't know. Maybe things will change this year. Is it worth applying to these companies who are struggling finding students? Probably not. Depends on which ones. The launch class. Oh, thank you so much. I'm trying to think who you are. The Holcombs. What's your first name? The launch class was amazing. Thank you. Worth every penny. Cito, I only work on marketplaces. I'm seeing a slight decline since the holidays. Yeah, that's possible. I'm not on marketplaces, but it could be, especially if it's Chinese students. They're in exams right now, and then moving into winter holidays. So that could be why. And also, people have spent a lot of money over the holidays, so maybe classes are just not a priority at the moment. But hang in there. Cindy, the class was great. So very sorry you got sick, but it was inevitable because you were burning the candle. Yeah, I certainly was. It was pretty amazing to run those courses, and I loved every minute of it. But it was a lot. Bling ABC is finished as of January the 1st. Okay, good to know. I'm going to write that one down because I was trying to get an update thing about that done. Okay. Whoops. Patricia, iTutor is still hiring new teachers for less and letting seasoned teachers go. Yeah, see, this is the kind of trend, right? They might still be operating, but they're not advancing, if that's the right word. I was told they are not renewing my contract in January. So sorry to hear. They moved them over to Tutor ABC. Yeah. Yes. Hey, Carl. Yep. Suspended the test and go. But I just heard with that actually that if you do have the Thailand pass, you can come in. There's no deadline, apparently, no cutoff date anymore. A question about online lesson plans for very, very beginner adults. Will I need to pay for a program? I would say if you're looking for like a really good structured program for adults, you can access the Off to Class curriculum and take a look at that. They've got everything from beginner to advanced, and I really, really love using them with one student that I've got that's older. So I think it's worth it. They're a really good program. Facebook user from South Africa. I became an online teacher. Because of you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Wish I could call you by name. There are lockdowns in China now would be ideal for online teaching. Yeah, so the students are absolutely there, and they are looking for, they're still looking for teachers. So if you're kind of on the fence, thinking about going solo, grab my mini course there, and I'll give you everything you need to get going. Crystal Clear ESL is awesome for beginners. Yes, so I'm a subscriber to her curriculum, and I've had Crystal on the channel before, and it is really good for sure. And these programs are not expensive per month. Like I think hers is $7 or $8 right now for her curriculum, which goes up to about maybe the end of level 4, beginning of level 5, I think, equivalent sort of to VIP Kid. Also, I really like Flip the Classroom. I'm a subscriber to them as well, and I'm using them with a couple of students and really enjoying them. Hey, Melissa, Richard, hey, Jostworth. Hey, Melissa, good to see you. Yeah, thanks so much for joining the live here. Thanks, Kinga. Yeah, very reasonable subscription, absolutely. Rent in Thailand. Do you have to put down a 3-month security deposit? Yeah, sorry, we're talking about online teaching. Maybe you're more interested in moving to Thailand. So generally, you have to put a security deposit and I believe 2 months generally. But with COVID and everything, and you could probably negotiate things with the landlord. But I think I had to put down one security deposit and then maybe 2 months. I think so, but I can't exactly quite remember. Let's have a look here. Yeah, good. Off to Class is good for beginner adults. I agree. New Oriental Education announced 60,000 layoffs since the new regulations were introduced. Wow, crazy. Hey, is there any app one can use strictly for chatting and worth payable? I'm not sure. Does anyone know an answer to that for Sarah? I'm not sure exactly what you're asking for. Yeah, I mean, if you're an English teacher, that's how I would be live streaming. I would be doing it. Well, I would only be able to do it in English with my limited Chinese that I have. Hey, Michaela, taught my first independent class since December solo launch group. Yay, awesome. Felt like it went well. You know what? It's like anything. When you do it for the first time, you're going to have issues. You're going to learn so much by doing it. and loved it. Yeah, used Classin. So that's another thing I did. I moved all my students over to Classin, and that was a really it was a good decision. It was a good decision so far. Oh, you're very welcome. Chat not teaching. Maybe is Palfish still doing their free talk program? That might be an app that you can look at. Hey, Purple Wildflower. Hey, Deborah, how many hours a week are you putting in with all your different projects? So this is in the video that I filmed last week, and I'm probably going to publish it tomorrow. I talk about just how I've really needed to create a workday for myself. Typically what I was doing is I was working, all morning, all afternoon at different times, teaching in the late afternoon. And then I was going to the gym, doing different things in the evening, coming back, working on and off until 1, 2 in the morning. And I just never had any clear cutoff to my workday. And this was part of the problem. I was just, I had no boundaries. I wanted to get back and respond to people, immediately. And a lot of that needs to change for me this year, and I'm just kind of structuring my day a little bit better. So yeah, I definitely work a full day, but I just don't want to work a full day that starts in the morning and doesn't end until like the next morning. So I think I'm trying to put in more structured hours and work solidly, from like 9 to 12, have a proper lunch break, couple hours in the afternoon, and call it a day, and then do my teaching. So yeah, it's hard to say how many hours a week, but I was definitely working 50, 60 hours before. Facebook user, I'm currently with Magic Ears. Winter holidays are coming up. Yeah, so they're closed. Yeah, they always did that actually, but I'm very curious if they're still going to be around after the holidays. Hey, Kim, I want to start independently because students have been asking me for that for a while now. I'm South African and don't have access to Stripe. They want to pay via Alipay. That is the only thing holding me back now is payment. I know. If there's any South Africans, I didn't follow up with a couple that were in my course previously, but one company I was looking at was Revolut. You could have a look at them. I think it was Revolut. Send me an email, and I'm going to make a point tomorrow to see if I can do some follow up on other SAFAs that are getting payment. You could go with PayPal. It's not as common, but I know. Don't let the payment thing stop you. It is still possible, and parents are willing to figure out different ways to send you money. But another possible option is to go with a service maybe that is using their own Stripe account. Of course, they're going to take more out of Stripe, out of your income, because they're doing it all for you. There is a guy who was in my Facebook group who has a business doing this. If you go to maybe my last video about payment, I do put his website there, but off the top of my head, I just cannot think of what it is. Or send me a message on Facebook, Kim, or shoot me an email. Yeah, and I'll get the name to you. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. Can I use Crystal Clear or OftaClass on Cambly, I wonder? So Cambly is with the kids program, it's mostly free talk, but they do have their own lessons. Yeah, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. Thanks, Soreda. Yeah, so you're probably talking about my Facebook group. So if you're talking about my Facebook group, I'll just put a little image of it up here. We've got almost 3,000 people in the group. This screenshot was when it was just 1,000. But you're welcome to join. It's called Going Solo, Pivoting as an Online Teacher. So I'd love to have more folks in there. I didn't read the for adult beginners. OftaClass is good for all. Yeah, adult beginners, definitely. Hey, Carolyn, no problem being late to the party. At least you're here. Do you use Crystal Clear in any other curriculum in Classin? Yeah, so I am using the Flip the Classroom in Classin. Some teachers are saying that they have issues with that, but so far so good with me. I haven't. But they don't have a complete curriculum at the moment. So with them, you would need to have a backup. And I think Crystal Clear would work as a pretty good backup. Actually, the units really align well with VIP Kid, Crystal Clear, and Flip the Classroom. In fact, level 4 unit 1 is pretty similar across the board there. I don't know if it's like that with all of them, but there's definitely some commonalities, talking about the landscapes and hills and cliffs and mountains and things like that. I have found with level 4 unit 1, you could pretty much slot anyone right in there using both Crystal Clear or Off the Class. And because ClassIn allows you to share screen, I don't really love it, but you can share screen. You can also upload any lessons that you make into ClassIn, and you can use the browser function in ClassIn, which is the way I share web-based curriculum like Crystal Clear or Flip the Classroom. And it just loads right into the browser inside of ClassIn, and it looks much better than the screen share. Not getting any bookings on the global, Carl. Oh, interesting. Hey, Andrea. You changed your name. Yeah, so thanks so much for your message earlier as well. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I don't even know if I took a long enough break. It's always too short, right? Can't we be on holiday forever? But it was good. Yeah, I just got to a place of total content block, total block for everything related to teaching and everything that I was doing. But I've got lots more energy now, and I'm excited about the new year. Hi, guys. Hey, guys. December totally wiped me out. It was awful. Yeah. Maybe it's just December. I remember last December was very similar. And I think I get stressed with, oh my gosh, it's a new year. And, I'm solely responsible for my income. And I've got to keep all these balls in the air and keep juggling everything. And maybe, and with everything that went on with the companies, like I've just really struggled with what is this channel about and what is the direction that I'm going with what I do. So it's 2021 was tough, and especially the end of the year. Olivia from South Africa, having struggled with payment. David, thanks so much, buddy. Yes, Happy New Year to you and all the best. Michaela, what are some ways you market your classes on WeChat? I have parents asking questions about curriculum and such, but aren't dedicating to classes. I'm kind of getting ghosted with many, not quite sure what the hesitation is. So one thing that you can do, Michaela, is maybe create a group on WeChat with your parents. You can use your moments wall to share, different fun things. Maybe if you've got a couple of students or even just one student, share screenshots from your classes that would, be attractive to parents that are interested. In terms of getting more students, I really use the existing students that I have to help get some more referrals. At the moment, I'm full up, so I'm not utilizing that strategy, but that was really helpful in the beginning with a few key parents helping me to get some more students. So you can offer, some incentives there. And I have parents. So if parents are asking about curriculum, maybe say, let's jump on a quick call using ClassIn or Zoom or whatever. And once you get them on a call like that and maybe showing the child the curriculum or, talking about any issues that they have, a lot of times parents just have so many questions about how it's all going to work that if you can put their mind at ease with the systems that you have in place, that it does work, then that usually helps too. Hey, Barbara. Yeah, so Barbara, you're from South Africa. Have you found any payment solutions? There's a couple Safas in here asking about that. Hey, yes, the ClassIn browser is really, really helpful. Definitely worth using. Yeah, having your own business isn't as easy as it seems. I know. And this whole like working from home thing, it's always kind of glamorized as being like the ultimate thing to be able to do, right? To be able to work at home sounds so amazing. When I was a brick and mortar teacher, like I dreamed about being able to work at home, and I had so much fun building things in the beginning. But yes, there's struggles that come along with it, and it's not always sunshine and roses. You do need to be in control of your mental health and be in control of your schedule, and knowing what to prioritize and knowing what to work on and to focus on. It can be really difficult, especially when you're, as most of us are, doing things on our own. We don't have big teams or, companies behind us and things like that. So it absolutely is a struggle for sure. I would really go back to the basics of prioritizing what is going to move you forward. And what I'm doing is I'm prioritizing what I enjoy doing and what I want to do, and not doing the things that I don't want to do, because I was trying to do way too many things last year, and I had lots of successes, but it also just means that you're spread too thin. So yes, definitely great to have the freedom, for sure, to decide your own days. I agree 100%. So yeah, that is that's about it, everyone. Thanks so much for being here. I am going to be here more consistently and back to making weekly videos. I've got a video coming out probably tomorrow, and then probably another one later in this week. So I'm a little bit behind, and it was just it's easier to do the lives, but sitting in front of the camera sometimes is just I found it really difficult, and so I just didn't do any of it for like 6 weeks, I think. But I really appreciate so many of you being here live with me, and nice to see that there are still lots of online teachers in the game, plugging away, building the business of your dreams, and doing the hard work to be successful, whatever you decide to do, whether it's online teaching, something else, focusing on your private business, or working with companies. There are real marketplaces. There really are so many options out there. And I'm excited next week to talk to Melissa, who got on with All School. I made a video about them maybe back in October when they were really just launching, and she's found a lot of success there. So that'll be great to talk to her about that. Yes, means not having your own boss. I agree. Absolutely. So thanks so much. Really appreciate everybody being here, and honored to be able to show up and chat with all of you. Wish you could all be face to face, but it's great to see your comments and stuff in the chat. And yeah, so wish you all the best this week. Have a wonderful week. And I will see you next Monday for an interview and a couple of videos coming up as well. Again, if you want to grab the course, it is available right now at onlineteacherdude.com/launch. I am also doing a little bit of coaching, not a lot, but my schedule's up for January. So if you are a private teacher and you're wanting to kind of have someone go through your business with you, maybe get some questions answered or troubleshoot, problem solve, it certainly does help to have someone to bounce ideas off of and work out some of the kinks. You can go to coaching.onlineteacherdude.com and book a call with me, and I'd love to connect with you. That's also been a fun part of this course, and doing some one-on-ones with folks outside of that. So wonderful. And all right, that's it. I think we will shut it off here, and I will see you next week, same time, same place. Stay safe, everyone, and talk to you soon.